Guys, Scripted, we're here with another video, and I just can't believe the coping going on right now with the whole Hunt for Ben Solo thing, and then they added in the whole, like, Leslie Headland put that Cameron's the first knight of Ren, and everyone's coping about how they shouldn't have. Like, look at this, look at Collider. Like, this is the thing that's crazy to me. Is, like, I totally get, like, fans. There's gonna be some fans, and they're doing their petitions. And it's corny, and it's funny, and whatever. Go ahead, do what you want. I don't care. Spend your, go do a GoFundMe and give your money to them, and then they'll put a billboard up in New York that nobody cares about. Nobody even knows what it means. But anyways, it's just, it makes sense to me that there'd be some fans that would be disappointed. I mean, no matter how bad something is, there's always a fan of it, right? Even the worst movies in the world, there's a few fans of. So I get that aspect of it, right? We're in the social media age. Yeah, sure, whatever. But I can't believe the copium going on with the media. Like, I would think the media, being in media and being people that cover movies and understand, how it works in terms of the money and the expense and the investment and the return on investment or lack thereof, yada, yada, yada. But the media seems to be really bent out of shape and having a cope fest over the Hunt for Ben Solo. That's what blows my mind. It's like, what did you think they were going to do? Star Wars just had to deal with the fact that the numbers on The Rise of Skywalker were made public. We know that, I kind of thought, in my numbers, you guys know this if you've been listening to me, I thought maybe it made like 50 million or something like that, which is a joke for a Star Wars movie. But there's a lot of people that are saying, no, if you do the math, it lost money when you factor in the $200 million marketing budget. Which, yeah, I mean, I was giving them the benefit of the doubt, right? I went with a lower number just to give them, but actually, yeah, they spent $200 million. So actually, it lost money. It probably lost like $50 million. It lost money. So why are these companies, why are these media outlets trying to make it a thing? At the end of the day, right? Like, Bob Iger, the board, all these people who I think suck, okay? I'm not in favor of any of them. They're stupid and they've made dumb decisions. But the idea that they are just supposed to continuously lose money in perpetuity. Like, at some point, they got to put their foot down. Don't they? Like, how do you just keep going? Anyway, so I was looking through these. It's like, this guy's, they're upset. Hunt for Ben Solo is exactly what Star Wars needs right now. Here's the thing. If Ben Solo was so stinking popular and everybody loved him, like all these coping people are trying to say online, and now the mainstream media is also saying, if he was so beloved, why did The Rise of Skywalker lose money? That doesn't make any sense. And the thing is word of mouth and social media travel pretty quickly. People knew that he was turning back to the light. I mean, he was a pretty pathetic darksider to begin with, but whatever, sure. Everybody knew he turned back to the light in the movie, even if they hadn't seen it. If you spent 5 minutes on Facebook or Twitter or whatever, you would have found out. And those people obviously didn't go watch the movie because it lost money. So what the heck are all these people talking about? Like, what is the board supposed to do? Just continuously lose money forever and ever and ever? No, it's not what Disney Star Wars needs right now. It's what no one needs right now. If he was popular, he'd be popular, but he isn't popular. I love how everyone's jumping on the bandwagon now. Oh, he's so popular. Everybody loved Ben Solo. Did you go watch the movie? Did you go buy a ticket? Well, I don't know. I don't remember. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if he was so great and everybody wanted to see him, the movie would have made money. You could have a $700 million budget, including marketing, for a Luke Skywalker movie. Maybe not now because Disney's tarnished the brand so much, but you could have done that sometime, after Return of the Jedi. You could have spent that kind of money and done a Luke Skywalker movie where he's awesome and he's himself and he's not drinking green titty milk. And that movie would have made $3 billion. 100%. I have no doubt in my mind. If they had made him awesome and it took place after Return of the Jedi, and maybe you get a scene with him and Han and Leia in it, and Chewie or whatever, and C-3PO, and that's it. and R2. That would have made $3 billion. 100%. $3 billion. Easy. So, obviously, Ben Solo is not that popular. Because if he was, the movie would have made money. Right? But all these people are coming out of the woodwork. Like look at this. What is going on? I'm not going to read the article. GQ came out with an article saying, oh, Steven Soderbergh, I'd go watch him. This article says, oh, I'd go watch anything he makes. Okay, so now you're saying that Iger and the board should lean on the director? So it's not even about Ben Solo. It's just, oh, but the director's so good. He did Ocean's 11. Guys, that's like desperation cope. Like, it's so bad. Why would this, in any way, shape, or form, be viewed as positive? That's what you're leaning on now. The only draw here would have been Soderbergh, a guy who can basically get me to see anything his name is attached to. That Lucasfilm and Disney didn't pick up on that and leap at the chance to welcome a veteran talent into the family and let him do whatever he wants shows that they're woefully lost and have no idea where to go. My guy, that's what they've been doing, is letting people do whatever they want. That's the problem. Rian Johnson did whatever he wanted, and it buried the franchise with The Last Jedi. That was it. Like, I don't think these media people understand. That was the end of the brand as we know it. It's now like a side brand that people don't really care about that much. That was the movie. And Kathy let him do whatever he wanted, and he let him go against what JJ wanted him to do, killed off Snoke, all these things, made Luke a bum, green titty milk, the whole thing, throw the lightsaber, we all know, right? She let him do that. That's been the problem. She let Leslie Headland do whatever she wanted, told her to tell her story. It's not about you, Leslie, it's about Star Wars. I don't want to hear Leslie Headland's story about her sister and all this stuff, all these metaphors and allegories about her relationship with her mom and sisters. I don't want to hear about that. I want a Star Wars show. That's the problem, is they've let them do whatever they want. And so then he says here, creatively, that is surely The Mandalorian and Grogu will make tons of money. I don't think it will. I don't think it'll make tons of money. It'll make a little bit of money. If I had to guess, I've been saying this for months now, I think it's going to be at the upper echelon, $750 million. And after they spend what they spend, which is probably around $3 billion, they'll probably make a few $100 million on it. But then again, they also have to pay the theaters. They'll probably make at most a couple $100 million on it. Which is still, compared to what they're doing now, pretty good. Compared to nothing, or losing money, that's actually pretty good. But the reason they're doing The Mandalorian Grogu is because it's safe. They have shareholders. People are not pleased with the lack of return on investment on Star Wars right now. They're not happy about it. I did a video like a month ago where Forbes had come out with a whole bunch of numbers. They haven't made a dime. They spent $4 billion. If they're lucky, they've made it back. Maybe. And that includes merchandise, which doesn't sell anymore. Hardly anyone buys it. All these YouTubers you guys see that have all this merch in the background, they got that for free. They got that for free. Star Wars Explained, they get packages in the mail. Even Jacob got a Skeleton Crew package in the mail. Like, all the stuff you're seeing in the background of these videos, for the most part, at least for the shill accounts, it's all free. They didn't pay any money for it. Okay? Some of the guys that are not shills have some stuff in the background, but that's stuff like older stuff that they bought years ago before Disney ruined Star Wars. Like, if you look at, like, Raging Rhino or whatever, he's got, like, some stuff in the background. But that's all stuff he had way before they wrecked it. He's not buying Disney Star Wars merchandise. Nobody is. In fact, they're not even really making any. The only people buying it are, like, hardcore collectors, like adult collectors that have lots of extra income, lots of disposable income. And then, and even then, they're buying, like, the Ahsoka, or they're buying, I guess now there's a Cal Katarn coming out that those guys will probably buy, stuff like that. It's not like general merchandise that you go to the store and it's just everywhere and everyone's buying it. Nobody's buying it. So anyways, they haven't made any money. If they're lucky, they've made their money back, maybe. Maybe. In 13 years. So, Yeah, he's going with the Mandalorian and Grogu. And he said no to Ben Solo. In what world, okay, in what world, I know my chair creaks, sorry, that's the way it is. In what world would anybody think it's a good idea to take the risk of making a... And they said, oh, well, the budget's pretty low, and I don't care. Why would they take the risk on a character that was so, quote, popular that the last movie he was in lost money? Knowing he turns into Ben Solo, which is what everybody wanted, apparently. I didn't really care at that point, but that's apparently what everybody wanted. It lost money. Why would they take the risk? And then you say, oh, well, but it's not a risk because the budget's low. Okay, well, the budget's low. Okay, fine, whatever. It's a under $200 million budget or whatever they were saying. I don't remember exactly, but it's something like that. So what? It's still a potential to tarnish the brand further. People were very non-pleased with Palpatine coming back. People have had enough of dead characters coming back. It just keeps happening over and over and over. What's her name? Ventress got like electrocuted into oblivion and she's fine. Sabine gets stabbed. It's okay. Reva gets stabbed twice. All good. Grand Inquisitor gets stabbed. He's good. Not to mention all the other ones like Darth Maul. And I know Lucas was involved with that. It's ill-advised, but whatever. If that's where they cut it off, if they said, no pun intended, if they had Darth Maul survive, and that's it, it's still to me lame, but I can live with it. But now you've just got just constant. Who's that other guy? The guy that had Boba Fett's armor or whatever, Cobb Vanth? They showed him, the end credit scene. He's alive in the Bacta tank. Like, who cares? Let him die. He's some guy. He was literally just a plot device for Boba Fett to get his armor back. Let him die. But they can't even let loser, lame, nothing characters die. They just can't do it. And I think Bob Iger's like, you know what? It's time to let people be dead. Because we're losing money. These movies aren't making any money. And the fans are angry. And if we do another death to life, it's just going to piss people off more. That's, I think, where his mental state is at. And I don't blame him. And again, I brought up all those stabbings. Those have happened in the last few years of the Disney Plus shows. I think they just had enough of this. It's stupid. It is stupid. Do I like the fact that Ben Solo sacrifices himself for Rey? No. It sucks. It's the lamest ending ever. I can't believe that's what they did. As awful as that movie was, the only way that movie should have ended was with him mourning the death of Rey. Do a funeral thing, with the Resistance. Put her in a floaty casket thing like Padme. And have Ben all sobby and sad and crying over it. And then you could go forward with more Ben Solo. But you didn't do that. You kept her. Because you're stupid. As bad as the sequels were, he is a Skywalker, and there would still be at least a modicum of marketability with that character. Because he is a Solo, he is a Skywalker. Right? He's the product of two of our favorite characters in film history, right? Leia and Han. So as stupid as the sequels were, if you had kept him alive and let Rey die, you could do another movie now. Instead of doing a Rey movie, you'd be doing a Ben movie. And even though it's after the sequels and people would be super mad, I actually think people would go to that movie. I think it would have at least some level of success. I do. But you can't bring him back now after he faded into the... You can't! We've had enough of it. We're sick of it. We're sick of these people living through everything and no one ever died. It's stupid. And the fact that the mainstream media is jumping on board here, they're so out of touch. It shows that they've learned nothing from the critical acclaim of Andor. Andor cost $600 million, you guys. Do you really believe? Like, we don't know, right? Because it's a streaming service and you don't know exactly how much money it brought in. But do you really think Andor even broke even for the company? Is there an Andor toy line? Is anyone buying Andor toys? Are there Andor bed sets that anyone's buying? Is there any Andor merchandise at all? Is there even Black Series characters? Let me know in the I don't even know. Let me know in the comment section. Is there anything other than the show? So do you think that the Disney Plus actually made back the $600 million they spent on that show? I highly doubt it. The idea that they made money on it is laughable at that amount of expense. So come on. Come on, you guys. This is so stupid. The level of cope. Use your brain. Use your logic. Take your emotions away from the equation. That's part of the problem with mainstream media is they run on emotion, and I don't want emotion from I want the news, not the weather, right? I don't want your feelings, right? And I know this isn't an op-ed, I get it, but still, it's like, dude, use your brain. Critical acclaim of Andor, the lone crown jewel of this Disney Star Wars experiment. An idea and execution that's thoroughly distinct to its creator Tony Gilroy, but nevertheless expounds on the greater Star Wars themes in a more interesting and exciting way than perhaps any other sequel or spin-off has since the original. Really, bro? You're going to compare Andor to the original Star Wars? Really? This is why it's a failure, because they brought in these fans that are dumb. Right? We need new fans. Aim for the dumb ones. Like, I just don't get it. Like, it's such a shabby show. There's so many problems with it, and nobody wants to talk about it. Ugh. Not the least of it. Whatever happened to his sister? He just decided, screw her. I'm not looking for her anymore. I've had enough. It's just, and on, and it's just, anyways, whatever. So anyway, it's just funny, right? Like, look at all these articles. Collider. Oh, The Acolyte should have never been canceled. The Acolyte lost the money, you guys. It had, like, low ratings. I think it had one episode that was, like, in the top 10 in Nielsen's, and that's it. No one was watching it. They can't spend another $350 million. They're losing money on Star Wars, you guys. Do you not understand? And I think the board and Iger actually pushed it way further than they should have, to be honest. Like, they should have cut these people off. Kathy should have been cut off. Dave, all these people should have been cut off years ago. As soon as there was something sloppy, like when Kenobi came out, they should have just ended it right there. That's it. You guys are cut off. This show sucks. It's stupid. It's sloppy. The lighting's bad. The dialogue's bad. There's nonsensicalness in the plot everywhere. We're breaking lore. What are you guys doing? We're cutting you off until you figure out where you're... But he let them keep going. He let them lose more and more and more and more and more and more money. So what do you expect them to do? Save the hunt for Ben Kenobi, or Ben Solo. Ugh, it's just... What incredible timing for Star Wars is to post Ben Solo's best clip. No one cared enough to see The Rise of Skywalker, you guys. I don't know how people don't understand. Did you know in China it made like $20 million? The Rise of Skywalker. No one cared. No one cares about these characters. Move on. That's what Bob Iger's saying. He's communicating to Kathy. He's communicating to Dave. The sequels are done. We're moving on. You can announce your Rey movie 3 years ago till the cows come home. We're not making it. It's stupid. No one cares about this character. And they don't. Disney shot down Ben Solo despite Lucasfilm saying they love the idea. And that's the kicker, right? Kathy loves all the ideas. She loves them all. She gives shows to everybody. She announces stuff to if you know her, you can get a Star Wars thing from her. What is this saying? This is saying Filoni and Kathy loved it because they love everything. Do what you want, man. Do what you want, bro. Make anything you want, dude. We don't even care, man. Because we're bros, bro. We're hoes, ho. Like, we're just going to do whatever, man. They don't care. And that's why Iger is like, and this board is like, no. We don't care if you love the idea. We're not doing it anymore. Because you're right. The ideas that you've loved in the last few years suck and are dumb and have made the fans angry and we've lost money. Like, how is this hard to figure out? This is not hard. Manny Jacinto's ready to return. 47 minutes. Bro, they lost money and it was stupid and lore breaking. How do these people not understand? This is not hard to understand. What happened to the hunt for Ben Solo? It got squashed because I've explained this. Look at how stupid this is. Why Disney was right to ditch. Thank you, Guardian. Somebody has a brain. Should Disney have moved forward? No. Soderbergh breaks silence. As fans campaign Disney. Bro, there's one chick. I think it's a chick. I tweeted about the fact that her flyers, her missing Ben Solo flyers, she's putting up all over LA. You can't even see his face. I told her to turn up the brightness. She got back to me. She's the only person doing that. And then there was maybe a couple people that pitched in for the airplane Save Ben Solo thing. So I guess technically the headline's not a lie, but really, fans campaign Disney? How many people? 5? 10? No one cares. Do you really believe that when Adam Driver came out saying this stuff, which actually was pretty surprising because he seemed like kind of the Keanu Reeves type, like keep to myself type deal, but he decided to come out with this, so he wanted to do this movie. Do you really think that if the response on social media, that if it was as big as some of these people think it is, that Disney wouldn't do it? Do you really believe that? Of course they would. They're looking for anything to save Star Wars right now. And they have people that scour the internet and check algorithms and try to figure out the popularity of their different projects that they're thinking of doing or that they've done. They absolutely, all these major companies have people that do that. 100%. Do you really think that there's enough popularity and there's enough stuff going on in social media that those guys are forwarding that information to the board and they're going to be like, no? Like, do you really think they wouldn't do it if it was viable? Of course they would. Of course they would. The backlash intensifies. Fans are targeting Disney. This one's funny because, like, look at the ad, though, that they made. Like, this is why the board is like, this is stupid. Who would even know what that is in New York? For Adam, no one's ever really gone. No one knows what this is. It doesn't even say Ben Solo on it. It's stupid. Oh my word. All eyes on Hunt for Ben Solo. No. All that to say, guys, I'm trying to understand why there's so few in the mainstream media that are saying the reality of the situation, that are understanding why this decision would have been made. I don't understand why there's so few, why there's so many outlets that are like, this was a mistake, and Disney, what were you thinking? Like, really? After all that's happened, after everything we've seen and know now, and all the information and all the monetary issues, you don't get it? You don't see why? Like, you really? How stupid are you? I guess they just all jumped on the bandwagon, I guess, of like this handful of Ben Solo fans that think this needs to happen, I guess. Anyway, it's really ridiculous. The CEO canceled it. He's evil. Bob Iger. Anyways, guys, let me know in the comment section what you think. This is so silly. I can't believe anybody would be questioning this decision. I'm questioning, like, honestly, I even the Mandalorian and Grogu, I'm like, are you guys sure you want to do this? I think it's just their, like, Hail Mary now because they have no other option. They want to go the safest route. So, anyways, guys, this is so silly. Let me know in the comment section what you think. Thanks for listening to the rant. Feel free to check anything else on my channel. Have yourselves a really good day.